Thanks for tuning in to Chat with Trina. Of course, I am Trina. Thank you for tuning in, and I have a wonderful, awesome guest tonight, Miss Latisa Be, mother, wife, dancer. What else? Grief coach and author. I actually purchased her book, and I'm so excited to have received it recently, called Unleash the Woman Inside of You, 7 Essential Ingredients. We're going to hear more about the book as we talk to her tonight. She's going to talk a lot about her journey to getting to unleashing the woman. Tune in, and at the end, I'll come back and tell you a little bit more. Thanks. You're going to enjoy it. Hello, Miss Latisa. How are you?
Hey, Trina. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Fine. It's so funny. And we're going to roll with it, but I forgot to say I am Chat with Trina here with Latisa B.
Yes, in the place.
In the place. How's it you been doing this week? I know that you feeling good, you're looking good, and you're excited about this. I can't wait to get to this part of this.
I am. This has been a very busy week for me, just trying to get everything in a line because there's a lot that comes along with Latisa. You know, I'm a multifaceted type of person. Depending on where I meet you at in my life, you may only know one aspect of me. And so I love this type of thing because it gives you a little bit about me in all aspects of my life. I met this young lady through a book venture, and we became friends on Facebook. And then somebody posted a picture of me dancing at the dance class, and she said, "Oh my God, I learned something else about you." You just never know what you learn about me if you actually sit down and get a chance to talk to me.
And you know what I was going to ask you? So, and I'm just going forward a little bit. Your job, when we had the Black History Month as your job, did they know that part of you, the dance?
No.
That's what I was wondering. Okay.
They had no clue that I was a dancer. None whatsoever. At work, I am, I'm like this at work. I'm like this. You want something done, you get with Latisa, you gonna get it done. You may not like some of the things she said, some of the things she do, but guess what? You know you're gonna get a quality product when you work with Latisa because she really don't bite her tongue too much.
Yeah.
If she has something to say, she's just going to say it. You'll never have to wonder what she's thinking about.
Is that the military side of you or just, well, no, it can't be because in the book, I already know the book said that you were more quiet or you didn't have that thing that you developed now. So no, it's not the military part of you, is it?
It's not. Okay, so it's a little bit of the military inside of me, but it's also a little bit of middle child inside of me. You know, it's a little bit of me finding me to know that now that my voice, because I had been quiet and not really expressing myself for years, this is me saying, no, I'm not going to be quiet anymore. I have something to say, and I'm going to say it, and it's okay if you don't agree with me.
Doesn't mean we hate each other because we don't
agree. Exactly. We still cool people.
Cool people. Okay, so tell me your name. Tell me your name. Your real government name, as I always say. Your government name.
The name that gets signed on my check.
The one that counts for real, for real.
For real. So my government name is Latisa Be Muhammad. I was married recently, about a year ago, and I knew I was getting married, but nobody else knew I was getting married. So I changed my name to be Latisa B on Facebook. And Facebook was like, you can't just be Latisa B with a period. So I'm like, okay, well, how can I still be Latisa B without being Latisa B period? Okay, Latisa B. Because no matter what, I will always be Latisa Brown B. Muhammad, Latisa B Muhammad. That's my name.
Okay, wonderful. Where are you from?
I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana. I've been in Houston for 20 plus years. So I'm considering myself a Houston.
You both.
Yeah. I've been in Houston longer than I've been in New Orleans.
That's crazy.
Because I was in the military and I was away for 4 years. So I've only been in New Orleans for about 18, 19, 20 years. And I've been here for 22 years.
22 years. Where were you stationed at? What part of the military were you?
I was in the Army and I was stationed in Fort Benning, Georgia.
Okay. How was Georgia?
I did one tour duty in Somalia. I was over there when the Black Hawk went down. So if you ever saw that movie was very realistic because I was there at that time.
Well, I'm gonna have to go back and look at that because I've been looking. I have to go back because I have never seen it. But so as we dancers usually know that we dance. You know, that's all we really know about each other. And something that I've always wanted to do with this, whenever many years ago when I said I wanted to do this, I like to know what other people do. I think it's so cool when you find out, oh my gosh, Grace Holden knows about sex trafficking and she works with that. That's so exciting. So Latisa B has so many different things. Talk to me about dance and the different things that you do before we go deep into those topics.
Okay. So I've been dancing since 2009. I took my very first dance class. I saw Master Red and Shelly in Divas dancing with a couple of other people, and I was in awe when I saw them. Me and my girlfriends, we was in there on a girls' night out, and we just like went to the movie. Said, let's just go dancing. And we stopped at Divas, and I saw them there, and I was like, I want to do that. I want to do that. But I was in college. I was in the last part of my program, and I was like, I don't really have time for this, but I want to do it. About 4 or 5 months later, because Red had gave me his card, and when I done with the semester, I called him up and I was like, hey, are you still having classes? And he told me where it's been at, and I've been dancing pretty much ever since.
Well, I did not know that. So that is a good story. So many things started at Divas.
Yeah.
Mr. Ike will be nice to have. Nice to know that. Trying to talk him into doing a reunion. I don't know how it's gonna work, but I'm trying to twist his arm to do that. But I didn't know that you started with Red, because my first recollection would have been Flow Motion. To be honest,
I actually learned with Red over there off. I don't even know the name of it, but it's somewhere at a hole in the wall and right by the 5th Ward. That side of town over there. I don't even know the name of it, but Kevin used to be the DJ over there. So, I remember that spot. That's where I started learning how to dance at. And I didn't go out dancing. I didn't social dance whatsoever. I just went for class, and that was enough for me. Just class. Okay. And I only did class for about a year. I never went out dancing, never explored, because class was enough for me. I didn't go to Flow Motion until I was invited to Jay and Barbara and Teddy's birthday party. I think it was all three of their birthday party. Okay. And Jay and Barbara. Jay and Teddy, something like that. Who had a birthday party?
I think it's Jay and Teddy. Mm-hmm.
Jay and Teddy. And that was my first time actually going out to an event.
Really? Okay.
And that's when I saw Barbara Lewis.
There you go.
And when I saw Barbara Lewis, I got hooked. I said, ooh.
Yes.
I'm gonna dance like
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. That one there is one of the best, I must say.
That's where I got. From that moment on, I became a Flow Motion girl.
And that brings me to when I tell you, when I watch you dance, how much fun you're having. Barbara had that same thing, to where she's having fun. She's not serious, but she's having a good time.
Yes.
And that's what you bring to that. Talk to me about college. Where did you go to college at?
So I went to college in Southern in New Orleans. So I'm a graduate of SUNO. Honestly. Yeah, I'm an honest grad. I'm a little, some of a bookworm, a little nerd, as my husband likes to call me. He said I'm a nerd. I said, you know what? Nerds are cute, so it's okay. So throughout my whole education, even in high school, I graduated salutatorian in my high school. Oh, wow. Honors in graduate school, honors in other graduate school. I even went to PhD school. Yes, and I think out of all my coursework in PhD, I think I still ended up with like a 3.67, and I was married with 2 kids and a full-time job. So yeah, I can be a little bit of a bookworm. I can be. Yeah. So.
Do you ever get I know you get the itch because you just finished working on your coaching certificate. And so so sometimes you get the itch to go back to school.
Not really.
But you got to do what you got to do.
I'm a lifelong learner. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
I love to learn. And when I have a goal and something that I really want to do, and I know I'm not equipped just yet, that I have all the right tools to be effective, I go back and I equip myself.
Gotcha.
And that's really how I got into the coaching space with grief coaching, because I had a natural gift. I didn't know it until I was presented with the opportunity. But I wanted to help people that I wanted to make sure that I was doing what I was doing was right. And it just wasn't from my experience. It just wasn't from what I thought. And I'm looking at it from this narrow view. I wanted to align it with some sort of structure. And that's why I chose grief coaching.
Okay. Your career now, I know it's information system.
Yes, I work in information system. I work in IT. I've been in IT my entire career. I started off as a desktop network technician, even though I went to school as a programmer. So I used to code. I used to code mainframes. I used to code applications, but I could never get a job. in that one, which brought me to Houston, because in New Orleans, that's a tourism industry. If you was in the hotel tourism, you got a job like this. Well, I'm in IT, and we wasn't that big in technology in New Orleans. So I'm like, okay, I have to roll out. And I was good with leaving because I just came home from the military. So I spent 4 years in the military, active duty, came home, went on reserve, our National Guard, spent another 4 years, got out of school. No job? Okay, that's not stopping me. I'm rolling out. And I was married at the time, and my husband, I said, look, I need to roll you down. And he was like, let's roll. And we moved to Houston.
Okay,
Packed the family up and moved to Houston. I got a job. After 9 months of looking in New Orleans, 1 month in Houston.
I was just gonna ask you, how long was it when you got here? Wow,
I got hired over the phone for a temporary job.
Okay.
Yeah, temporary job, and been here ever since.
Wow, well, that's what happens when you step out on faith, huh?
Yep, do what you gotta do.
Gotta do what you gotta do. So let me see. What do I have up here about Vincenzo? I met you at Vincenzo's. Is that where you saw Barbara and Jay for the party?
No. You know, Barbara Jay, they used to teach at ASLD.
What about the
Vincenzo's is when we used to teach at Vincenzo's as well. But Vincenzo's is when I started teaching.
Gotcha. Because I met you at a meeting.
I started helping out teaching at Vincenzo's.
Okay. That's why I think I met you.
Yeah.
And at that time, that's why when I'm reading the book, this new book, I read the first book about you, but of course that was about one subject. But this one talked a little bit more about you. And I said, oh my gosh, at Vincenzo, she was this quiet person that did not. I remember sitting, we had a meeting. And you were sitting there just as quiet as you could be. And I was like, okay, like you were observing and watching.
That's all I did. That's all I did. I observed. I'm still an observer now. I am. Yeah. But when I have something to say, you'll hear it.
Gonna say it.
Yeah.
Then you, after Flow Motion, you spread your wings to do something that was awesome. Empowering women to dance. And it was called, don't tell me. I said I was going to remember, A Woman's Touch. A Woman's Touch.
Yeah.
And you brought a bunch of beautiful women together of all, I don't know if this was on purpose or anything, but of all different, I don't know how to politically correctly say this, but sizes, shapes, builds, personalities. That's what I love.
So let me tell you how Woman's Touch actually came about.
Okay.
We were in swing out class. I used to be a part of New Age Swing, and Kevin Rafter, he taught the intermediate class, and I used to help out with the women's class. And whenever there was workshops, there was so many women in the class, so many women in the workshop, and I ended up doing a ladies styling class in the workshop because it was just so many women. And I actually had a conversation with Barbara Lewis because she was in there too. I said, well, Barbara, what if we did this? And that would be a great idea. Well, that never happened between me and Barbara, but I said, okay, I'm going to just go ahead and do it. And I went on and did it, and I put out a workshop and said, hey, come if you want to learn something different. Because we were all basically being taught the same thing. That we wasn't exposed that we can do something different, that we can be who we were as dancers before we started swinging. You just basically followed, and that's it. And because I am from New Orleans and I grew up dancing, having a good time, partying, you put some music on, my body is just going to react.
It's just going to go.
It's going to go where it's go. So I'm like, if you're going to put something on, let me go where I go too. I'm just going to do it in the count of the dance. And I think that style of dance, just everybody was looking like, I never saw that before.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, how can we be free and have fun like that too? And that's really
not be in that box.
That's how A Woman's Touch came about as far as the dance styling classes.
Okay. Yeah.
And but we had the Woman's Touch dance group. Yes. The Woman's Touch dance group was actually a part of, it came out of New Age Swing as well, because we always had women that they learned they learned how to lead, and we really didn't fit in the regular class. So how can we still continue to learn? Well, if we're all leading, let's just do something.
Dance together.
Let's dance together. And we did a showcase like that. It was like 4 of us. I think it was me, Jessica, Bonnie, and Jasmine. Okay. That was like our first. No, that wasn't even our first routine. That was our second routine. I think it was Kendra. No. It was, girl, Melissa, that's what it is. Melissa, Bonnie, me, and Jasmine. That was the first one, and then Jessica joined the second one. So and then after that,
it grew.
Ladies wanted to say, well, we want to join. We want to join.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
okay, you don't mind leading, you don't mind learning how to lead. We gonna do it, and that's how the Woman's Touch Ladies Dance Team came about.
Okay, I always thought I actually had you guys perform at my Sapphire party.
You sure did.
And I still post the pictures sometimes. That was when I thought it was so beautiful. That's when you saw all the different styles of women, and I always like to see that. So we're gonna get into the first book real quick.
Okay.
What got you into being an author? What gave you the aha moment to put your story to pen to paper?
I've always been told over the years, Latisa, you need to write a book. You have so much to say, so much to give. You need to write a book. I'm like, that's not me. I'm not writing no book. What I need to write a book for? I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. Because I've always been in a space where I'm empowering somebody, I'm helping somebody, I'm teaching somebody. As I say, I'm a little nerd. I'm owning the title. I can be a little nerd sometimes. Well, when my son had passed away, and just trying to find me on this journey of finding me, creating a life without my child. That was a journey. And I had met this lady. I finally decided I was going to write a book. That's what it is. I finally decided I was going to write a book because I had sat in a workshop. And the author of the workshop, she had a book. And she was saying, what book would not be written if you was to die today? And I'm like, oh. He said, God is giving you so many talents and gifts. What is going to die with you? I'm like, oh, wow.
That was powerful.
Yeah, I need to write a book. And so I'm like, okay, I had my mind set that I was going to write a book. Not the one about the first book. It was just something I was going to write, maybe a woman's empowerment book, things I've already been doing. Maybe the second book was supposed to be the first book.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I got stuck writing it. I got stuck. Nothing would come to me. I got stuck. But first, I doubted that I could write a book, even though I've been in school during my entire life. But I doubted it because I know how to write technical, but to write, to engage people, for people to want to read it and then to get something out of it was a different place. And so I'm like, okay, let me try to do something different.
She's talking to you too. Your book fell down, so I said she's talking to you. Yes, she wants you to say something about her.
Yes. So I had went to a baby shower, actually, and I had met this lady, never met her before. We was just talking. We connected really well. And she called me the next day. And she was like, I just got some really great vibes about you. I love your energy. I said, girl, this wasn't me a few years ago. She was like, what? I said, yeah, this me right here, this Latisa that you met, she's a product of the journey she's taken healing after the death of her son. And she was like, what? So she was so amazed. She said, Latisa, you need to write a book. I said, I am writing a book. She said, no, you need to write a book. I said, huh? She said, that's the book you need to be writing.
Oh.
And I said, oh, well, I'll think about it. That night, I went home and I wrote the first chapter of the book that night. I said, oh my goodness, this is the book I need to be writing, because there are so many women that's going through this journey right now that can use these words that I have to say. Yes. And that's how that book got started.
Wow.
I never said I was going to write that book. That was not my book to write. No.
And Latisa, to bounce off of that, what you just said is when you think that this is what you're supposed to be doing, or that was the book you saw, and it wasn't, it's something else in my thing. I was doing something and I couldn't start it. I just couldn't start it, just wouldn't get going. And I said, you know what? And something happened to make me, I said, that's what it was. That's why I couldn't do that, because I wasn't supposed to be doing that yet. So that is amazing. Okay. Yeah. Yes. So then once you wrote that book, did you realize it was going to be therapy for you? Did you realize that?
I did not. When I tell you, I did not realize how lethargic that book was going to be. I cried so much through that book. Let me tell you, this first book has so many tears all over these words.
Wow.
But every chapter that I wrote and every tear that I shed, I felt so much better afterwards. So much better. And I went through some tears already. You know, I went through some tears. I've done a lot of work on myself. I've done a lot of exercises to help me to process what was going on and process the grief that I was feeling, learn different ways to express myself. I had done a lot of work, but I still had some pent up stuff inside of me, and reliving it to try to help somebody else. It told me, and said, oh, I just touched a little part of me that I thought that I had gotten over it. I thought I had healed it, but I didn't.
Wow.
I just covered it up, because the minute I started feeling those feelings again, it brought something back up inside of me.
Yeah. Wow, that's interesting. So after the book, because I know that I'm sure you did therapy during this time, or did you?
You know what? I did therapy twice.
Okay.
The first time I attempted therapy, it was like a waste of my time.
Oh, we talked about this.
Yeah, it was a waste of my time. The therapist that I chose, that was in my list of therapists that I can check off, that they say I can go to, a total waste of my time. You know, I felt she didn't have any empathy. She didn't really know how to support me in this journey that I was going through. I think she just had this little check mark of grief on it, and that's pretty much was it. And I felt I was being treated like a regular person that was coming through that, and I'm not coming through here with I need some extra stuff. So needless to say, that didn't work out too well. I probably gave her 2 chances, and that was probably one too many.
Yeah, definitely.
I clipped that, and I really didn't go back to therapy again till like 4 years later.
Okay. Did you find someone that fit you and what you needed at that time?
Yeah, you know, I got to a point where I got sick and tired of being sad.
Yes.
And I went to my creator and I said, look, I'm done. I need your help.
Yes.
I need your help. I can't do this no more. I need to live again, because I was done. I was just stuck in this place where I could not get to the next place.
Gotcha.
And it seemed like when I made that decision to ask for that help, I started getting connected. And I connected with a grief counselor. He was a therapist, but he was also a parent that lost their child. And so when I tell you, we connected like right away. He knew exactly
how you felt,
how I felt, to be able to tell me certain things that can help me. And it was that session. I probably had like another 4, 5 sessions with him, but in that session alone, that first one, it was just so relieving to be able to talk to someone who understood what I was going through. Who's been there? Who's been there?
Wow.
And I know how helpful that was to me. And that's not always available. When I tell you that's not always available, just because they have a grief coach on there, or grief therapy, grief grief counselor, doesn't mean they truly understand how they can sympathize or empathize with what you're feeling at the time, to be able to give you things to help you along the way.
The book version of
it's clinical. That's what I say.
Clinical. Yes.
Clinical. So when I released the Resurrection: Life After the Death of Your Child, so many people resonated with my story, and people would fill my inbox and ask me questions, and I would respond. I would respond, and they connected with me.
Yes.
And then it was like, Latisa, you ought to do this. Oh no, I can't do this. Why not? Because it really did come. It came easy to me, and I got fulfillment out of helping another mom. I got fulfillment out of helping someone else to walk a journey. You know, when I did a grief coaching session where anybody who wanted to talk to me for 30 minutes, all they do is answer a couple of questions for me. And I gave them 30 minutes to talk to me. You can ask me anything about the journey. And I had like 15 women just to reach out to me and say, yes, I want to participate, just to get 30 minutes. And in that 30 minutes time, a lot of them have reached back out to me and say, thank you so much, because you have been able to help me shift the way I see things. And because that's what it's going to take. In order for you to embrace a loss like your child, or to embrace a loss of something that has dramatically impacted your life, you're going to have to shift your mindset. Absolutely. And if you're not open to it, you're going to be in a place of stuckness.
And you're going to repeat
And you're going to repeat it. Yeah, because you've never really healed it, or you haven't gotten to the point where you are okay with what has happened.
Right. And that's the hardest part. I'll mention, after I read Resurrection, I saw you out at, I think I saw you at Chicago Bar and Grill, and I came to you and told you I liked it. I was going through a relationship. And I hadn't lost a son, but I lost a relationship that meant the world to me. And that book, I was able to use that book to help me with that. And that was, it was neat. So that's why I think I've had 2 friends that I've had it mailed to that lost a child, or they were going through something, because the book did so much for not just the loss of a child.
Right. Right, because the book talks really about grieving as a whole. And that's one of the biggest misconceptions with grief. People think when you hear grief, somebody just grieving over someone that died. You grieve over anything that you love, that's near and dear to your heart. And what most of us do when we grieve, when we lose something, we don't really grieve. We just shut it down.
Move it on.
Get busy.
Strong,
get busy.
Shake it off,
I don't want to
go.
feel it. I'm strong. Yeah, we don't feel it. And what happens when what happens when we do that? We push all those repressed feelings goes down, and then life gets on top of it. More challenges get on top of it, and then at one day, this little bitty thing happens, and you explode like a volcano.
Yeah,
that's because of all that unresolved grief that we never addressed. It's never addressed.
It's never addressed.
And then so that when your child or your dad or your mom or anyone you love passes away and moves on, now not only are you feeling the pain of their loss, but all that unresolved grief is coming up. And it's like your world is falling apart. It's falling apart. Yeah, it's falling apart.
Yeah. I also agree with you about counseling, and we're going to get into Unleash the Woman Inside of You, but counseling, it's when you go to your job, they have the EAP, the Employee Assistance Program, and they give you this list of people, and now I'm someone, I will lay on the couch, but I gotta have the right person to lay on the couch with. And I'm gonna tell you, I've had so many that did nothing but say, hey, here's a pill. You know, here's a pill. And that's the sad part. It's a great thing that they're doing, giving you that those free, 4 or 5, I don't remember how many visits they give you.
Like 4 or 5.
Yeah. But you're going, and it basically all they're doing is writing down to say, hey, she came. And they're going through the question. And that's how I felt. So I agree with you that really have to find the right person, and maybe someone that has been where you.
It's a really great thing to choose someone that's kind of experienced what you've experienced. And that's why I chose coaching, because that's basically what a coach is. A coach is someone who's already walked the journey that you have, no matter if it's an athletic coach, a financial coach.
Right.
They have walked this journey.
Yeah.
So, they give you a different perspective versus someone who's just clinically trained. That's my perspective of coaching. I've had plenty coaches, baby. I had a coach to help me, a writing coach. I've had coaches to do financial management. I've had coaches to do the bookstore. I've had so many coaches that I've invested so much money inside of myself, which is why I'm such a diverse person that I am today. And I'm able to help so many because I have invested in knowledge. And I don't want to get all this stuff I don't need. Give me what I need.
What I need, yes.
And that's what coaching does. Coaching tells you this is where you're at and where are you trying to go. Well, let me get you on your path to where not somebody else's journey.
Yes.
Not somebody else. So that's the difference I see between some of these I am not bashing counselors or therapists at all. Yes. Don't get me wrong, because they have their place. They have their place.
Definitely.
When you have a medical diagnosis, you have a need for these people.
Yes.
But when you are grieving, that is natural. It's a natural emotion. It's a natural occurrence. It's natural. You don't need medical help for that. You need somebody that's going to coach you through the process. Somebody that can walk along and show me, okay, this is what's going to happen, and this is where you can go left or right.
And it's not always about the medicine, because I'll be honest with you that I feel that sometimes when we get these people, a lot of celebrities anyway, that I know, they're getting hooked on the pain meds, but also these other medicines, the antidepressants, all of those things, because you get hooked on, they make you feel better, you know, or they slow you down, you know.
They camouflage your emotions. That's all they're doing. Because the problem is not being addressed because we refuse to feel how our body is hurting. We don't want to feel it. And that's the only way you can move forward with your life. You have to feel that stuff. That crap hurts. But you've got to feel it. You got to sit in it and say, you know, and just acknowledge this stuff hurts and there's nothing I can do to change it.
Nothing.
Let me sit in and feel it so I can move on or move forward with the rest of my life. Are you going to be stuck in this place?
You don't want to. That brings me to this. This is ingredient 3, know who you are. And when I read that about getting connected, so if you've cried, because you talk about it here, cry, scream, curse, see a therapist, work with a coach, right? So my question was, and I wrote it here, if you've cried, you've screamed, you've cursed, you've cried again, what next? You know, what do you do next? Is that when I want to see a coach? And then I put a coach or a therapist. What would they do for me? Which you've kind of answered it, but let me go ahead and ask it again.
Definitely. I would say a coach. Like I said, therapist if you need medical help. Because when I talk to people and I see where they're at, I will tell them very quick, I can't help you because I feel that you need medical advice. You need a therapist, you need a counselor. That's not me. Yes. I like to work with people who are sick and tired. You sick and tired of being in this place you're in. Yeah. That's it. If you're not at that point where you at hopelessness, when you at hopelessness, you just want something changed. I'm here to help you change.
Yes.
Because now you said, I'm ready. I'm done. It's not working the way that I have been doing it. I need something different.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show you something different.
And that's what I do like that about that. So ingredient 2, going backwards, change your mindset. I love this part that says it challenges you to respond to a situation instead of reacting.
Oh, yeah.
When you react to a situation, your decisions are driven from a place of emotion, which can sometimes cloud your ability to think clearly or see anything positive about a situation. And you know what? My sister, was it my sister? My sister, day before yesterday. Who was it? No, my daughter. My daughter and I, we were talking about how I talk to people sometimes, how I can come across. And I read this to her. It's highlighted. See, I read this. I said, hey, this is what was in the book, Jasmine, because when you first react, you have to think first. And so this was a good part that I read that I wanted you to know about. When choosing positivity, how do you get there? Like, if you don't see anything positive right now, what do you from your book, what do you say to someone that can't even get there? Is that when you say they need to see someone else?
No.
Okay. No. Still a coach?
Yep. You're still with a coach, because when I say you choose positivity, there's things that people don't even realize that are positive. I don't know if did you get the journal? I
did.
Okay, so in the journal, there's that activity that says 30 days to gratitude. In that 30 days to gratitude, that is practicing gratitude. And when you practice gratitude, it automatically creates a positive mindset. And the little bitty things about thinking about somebody who made you smile today, that's positivity.
Gotcha.
You choosing positivity, because negative is so easy. I mean, there's so many negative things that happens in this world. You can turn on the TV, turn on the Facebook, turn on anything. You're going to see negativity all around you. You have to choose positivity and choose to be around positivity, because the more positive things that you surround yourself with, the more you ingrain your brain with. Because you are what you listen to. And if that's all you listen to is negative stuff, all you see is negative stuff, what is it going to do? It's going to program your mind to be negative.
Absolutely. So what I really like, and I was a part of one of your studies, I think for your coaching thing, we had a conversation. So something that I want to say this because I want women to think about it. If you haven't gotten the book, you have to get the book. But many of us as women, we were moms, we were wives, we were everything to everybody. And you asked me a question. You said, who are you? Like, what makes Trina happy? Not being a mom, you can't say that anymore because really they gone, but what makes you happy? And it was in the book when I started reading it. So talk to me about that. Say something to the ladies that may need to understand that. How do you move those things out the way to find us? Something short and
I don't think it's about moving things out of the way. What it is about prioritizing you as well. Because one of the things we do as mothers, wives, significant others, even when we work, we make everything else a priority and we put ourselves at the bottom. Right. And if we get to us, we get to us. And if we don't, oh well. That's mostly how we are. Yeah. So I'm saying, let's make us a priority as well, where we balance what we're given to family, work, all outside activities, and let's make ourselves that is as important. Because if we are not standing on a firm foundation, when all these things leave us, we fall apart.
We fall apart and don't know which direction
to go, because they were our lives. They were our lives. I mean, and I'm no different. I did the exact same thing. So when I drifted off from the dance community at about 4 years ago, that's because my baby girl was my life. And baby girl left and went to college. And now I'm sitting here stuck because baby girl that went to college, my son's gone. I'm not a mother no more. I'm in an empty house because I'm not married anymore. Right. And I'm like, oh snap. I have no clue who Latisa is. Yes, because she's been everything to everybody else. And now none of those roles exist for me anymore.
And that is a huge part of so many women's life. And I don't even know if they know that that's what's happening, until they really sit and think about it. Because I don't think I knew. And my daughter said to me one day, Mama, you just running around. Are you trying to find something? Oh, am I? She's my oldest one that's very... Yes. So I'm saying that, and so ladies that are watching, I want them to know that I'm not just saying buy this book because this is Latisa, she's my friend, I like her. It's a good book for that, because even just laying in my bed at night, and I knew I had to wait to start reading it because I knew once I started, I was not gonna be able to stop. The only thing I couldn't do is I was laying down, I couldn't do the activity. So I'll go back. Some things I highlighted, but I had to go back and to do that. It's one of the best things out of the book, in my opinion, and Latisa has said it out loud in some of our personal conversations, is about finding yourself. And reading this book will help. You may not find yourself today, but it will lead you to the path. And is that the purpose of unleashing?
Yes. It's bringing visibility to it. Because like you say, sometimes we don't even realize that's what we're doing. But if you were asked to just introduce yourself to a room of people and you can't say anything about your family, anything about your job, and you're left speechless.
You are left speechless.
You're left speechless. I've taken all those key roles away from you and say, who are you? Just tell me a little bit about yourself. You know how many women how many women I've asked that to, and there's like crickets.
You asked me and it was crickets for sure.
Crickets. Crickets. And for those that can answer that question, you are above the curve.
Definitely.
You're above the curve, because everybody can't always answer that question at all. And believe it or not, Trina, so the second book, Unleash the Woman Inside of You, is actually a result of speaking with so many women who were grieving the loss of a loved one. But once we worked together, I really understood it wasn't really just the loss of the loved one. The loss of the loved one compounded everything.
Wow.
It was all the other stuff that we were going through to take care of. Because, when you lose your husband, you and your husband are like thick as thieves. That's your ace boon. Your world is gone. The world you had is gone. And now it's like, okay, who am I? Same question. Who am I? I'm not a mom anymore. Who am I? It didn't really matter. Your sister's been gone, and your sister was a big part of your life, and now a big part of you is gone. You're still struggling with who are you right now.
Right.
So a lot of those concepts that I put in that second book is a result of a lot of unresolved grief that people had. So if you actually read the undertone of the book, it's about releasing a lot of energy. It's about releasing and healing.
Definitely. I definitely felt that. I definitely felt that. I was going to ask you something else in regards to when you read this book. I know that you still mention your son and the death and the drama through that, because that's going to always be a part of your life. How do you deal with that now? Do you still have, I think I saw that you have your days. Do you still have your days? What do you do?
You know, I have my moments. I will always have a moment. That's my baby. That's my firstborn.
Yes.
He is the reason why I was the mother that I was, and he's the reason why I'm the woman that I am today. Mm-hmm. My son is embedded throughout my whole story.
Right.
He is. Right. I mean, and I'm thankful to him. I'm very grateful to my son for making me the woman that I am today. Now, if I had the opportunity to go back 10 years, 9 years, and have him back, you damn right, I'll take him all day, everything.
Yes.
And, you know, give up this woman I am today, I would choose him. But, you know, that ain't my reality.
Yeah, it's not.
So what I'm going to do? I'm going to be the best doggone woman that he made me today. He made this woman.
And he's there with you. Right along with you on the journey.
All day.
So your daughter, if you don't mind me asking, did she do any type of counseling? Because I know being her brother, and it was just them two. Because I watch my kids; they're very close. Did she?
Yeah. We actually both did counseling at the same time. She felt the same way I did about the first therapist. Actually, the first therapist told her she had anger management issues. She said, "You damn right, I'm angry. My brother died.
I got killed."
You told her, she's like, "Yeah, you got some anger man." Yeah. So you know, she didn't go well with Jazz at all.
Yeah.
And Jazz didn't even give her a second chance. Jazz like, I'm done.
Right.
You know, so Jazz was young. Jazz was like 13, 14 years old at the time.
Yeah.
Well, we did go again when she was in college. I found a therapist in college when she was out there. So she'll have someone that she can talk to. It helped a little bit, but I do believe the distance from being away from me, the same thing that I went through, the withdrawal that now she's losing her mama and her brother. Yeah. And I lost both of my kids, you know, so we were kind of going through the same thing. So we started that whole process all over again where we were forced to try to feel. Now, we couldn't use each other as the crutch that we did.
Right.
I used her, she used me.
Yes, absolutely.
And we used dance, you know? Yes. We used dance.
And dance is, and I was just going to say that, which brings us back, it's a full circle to dance, you know?
Dance was my healer. Dance allowed me to get up every week. Dance allowed me to reset myself. So I look forward to that Wednesday and Thursday. I look forward to dance classes on Thursdays and Sunday. I look forward to going out dancing on Saturday. I look forward to traveling and competing on the weekend. Let me tell you, y'all, I dance 4 to 5 times a week. If I wasn't teaching, I was competing, I was social dancing. That's how much I dance. So if you want to know how I got so good at what I did, I put a lot of time into that.
Exactly. And dance is so healing. When I had is it metho? It's a disease. I can't think of it. But a lady wrote me years ago when I had my So You Want to Dance website, and she had patients, and they used dance as therapy. Yeah. And it threw me off. To me, I was like, why is she reaching out to me? Oh, no. But she wanted to help support and sponsor So You Want to Dance because she was letting her people use that to find places to dance, to help heal them. And I thought, wow.
I do grief workshops. I do workshops about embracing change, embracing your life after. And I incorporate a section in there where we do dance. I teach line dance. I teach line dance. I teach a simple line dance, and I get the ladies up and they start laughing and they start smiling. And it's all to tell them that, you know, we have a choice. We can choose to stay in a stuck place, or we can choose to do things that can give us some sort of release from the pain that we're having. And dancing can do that.
It definitely can. If you're not, if you are Latisa, or you take her, or you've been around her, you learn that you have to not take dance so seriously. You have to get out there and just have some fun. And to be honest with you, and I tell people all the time, and I think I've talked to you about several people say that's their happy place. That is their happy place. You can be down and out. You know what? Go hit that dance floor. Even if it's nobody to dance with, you can get your life. Well, now, you know, you just gonna grab somebody to dance with them, female, male, whatever.
Doesn't matter.
You just gonna dance, get me a good line dance on it. I'm good. Do you have anything that you want to add? I want to say this first. I'm about to start my journal. I just wanted to make sure. I was like, I have got to read the book, because I was reading another book about bragging. But anyway, I said I had to read it before I run into her. And when I read it, just like I knew, I couldn't stop and think. And I told another friend, I said, you got to get it because it's an easy read, but it's so powerful.
Very easy.
It doesn't take a thick book and with a million pages to get to. So just like you said, you give me too much. Just give me what I need.
Exactly.
And this book gave me what I need, and it's going to be a book that I can refer to
exactly
while I'm going through my journey. I can't forget the sister circle.
Yes.
That all those things about finding you a circle, finding you a mentor, finding a women you admire that think like you, that have your same, going on the same journey with you. Those things are definitely powerful, and I'm glad you included that in your book. So yes. 70 essential, and I didn't get the 70 essential ingredients. I kept saying, what is that? And so now I know. But
now you know the 70 essential ingredients?
Yes, I got it. It all made sense, and it was super cute. I thought it's cute. So guys, when you get, make sure you guys look, Unleash the Woman Inside of You. I found out that when I first got it, I did a little commercial for you, and I was saying unleash the woman in you. And I had to go back, oh my God, that's not right.
Yeah, it's Unleash the Woman Inside of You.
Woman, yes.
You can go to the website, www.unleashthewomanbook.com, and you can find the information and where you can order the book at. I have the book there. You can order and get an autographed copy along with the journal. You can do a combo together, but definitely at a minimum, get the book if you're looking to do something different. You know, you're just at a place where, you know, this life has something more for you. And you just need a little help. You just need a little help to get there. This book can give you the foundation to doing it. And also in the book, I've created a sister circle that you can actually join, and we can have conversations about the book, conversations about things that you're stuck at that moment. And even if you want to work with me a little bit further, you can have access to that, because one of the things that I've chosen to do is I am a certified grief coach, that I am. But I'm on a mission to educate people that grief is more than just the loss of a loved one. And how, when we don't deal with unresolved grief, how it shows up in our everyday lives. That we're thinking it's, oh, I'm just depressed. We're thinking, oh, I'm just stressed out. When the reality is you're really just grieving, and you just haven't grieved. And when you allow yourself to grieve, all that stuff you've been holding on, how it can just melt off of your heart. And then the woman who you were really created to be. Because we all have a purpose. Every last one of us is born with a gift. But with life challenges, you know, she gets covered up. You know, the limiting beliefs people tell us what we can and what we can't do. It gets covered up on our gift and our purpose. And I'm saying it's time to unleash all that stuff.
It is.
Let's deal with that stuff.
And you know what? I want to mention, I mean to cut you off, but I want to mention that too about the book. We also need to make sure that we're telling our little girls at young ages that they have a voice.
Yes.
You're beautiful. You have a voice. Speak out. It's okay to speak, because I read about that in here, about you.
And my voice was taken away.
Yeah.
It was taken away. You know, my mom, she called me up and she said, I started reading your book. I said, you did? She said, yeah. And she said, you was talking about me. I said, Mama, I wasn't just talking about. She said, but you wasn't lying. I did all that. I did. I said, but you know what, Mom, it's okay, because now we know. And just because we allow the kids to say what they're feeling doesn't mean we have to do what they say. Right. But we are addressing that they have feelings, they have thoughts, and they are a person. And we don't discount them just because they're a person. Because what happens when we do discount kids like that, we strip away their light. We strip away their purpose. We strip it away. And children are untouched. They are the way they were created to be, and we make them what we want them to be instead of what God created them to be.
Absolutely. On that note, my one of my former coworkers called me. He just got custody of his children that he hadn't seen in years. And so the little girl he called, he says, Trina, she's just so sassy. She's just so good. I said, I tell you what. So she has a little brother and a little sister. I said, what you need to do is give her some tasks. Tell her that she's the big sister.
Yes.
And I said, because you don't want to take away who she is, because she might be the leader.
Baby, that could be my next Michelle Obama or something. You never know who she can be.
Yes, teach her that you want her to be the leader of her brothers and sisters. So I'm saying that to say, I always want to know what my kids said. You know, I always just kind of wanted to know. Now I want Jasmine to hush, but sometimes I'll be like, Lord, I let you have too much voice. But
See,
one thing I do
Jasmine,
know, if
she's an
gonna tell me.
amazing communicator, my Jasmine.
Yes.
And sometimes that takes people, they don't know how to deal with somebody that's young, that know how to communicate their thoughts and feelings and emotions. They're like, wait, hold up. Children in my day, they ain't taught. Well, my daughter was raised expressing herself.
I've told her I want you to respect people, but don't let them run over you because you are, your age. Because in life, you are going to be leaders over people who may be older than you or whatever. And because they don't have certain credentials, you may find yourself leading them, which is also hard. But you have to have respect, but you also have to be Jasmine. So, so maybe that's the name Jasmine.
It's the name Jazzy Jazzes.
Yes, maybe that's what it is. Well, anyway, Latisa, is there anything that you want to add that we haven't discussed about the book? Or can they get your other book at the same? No, won't be the same. Where do they get the Resurrection at?
So the Resurrection is on Amazon and Barnes. I recommend people to go to Barnes and Noble. I do have it available on my other site, lifeafterexperience.com, but it's down right now because I'm getting it updated, adding the new book to the site, so both books can be purchased from the same site. But in the meantime, you can get it from barnesandnoble.com.
Perfect. Well, thank you.
Thank you for having me, Trina.
You're welcome. And I want to say something. So back behind, so the way my camera is, so you have a console back there or something, and it looks like I'm on TV behind you from my screen. That's what I've been looking over there.
No, that's it makes me look something sitting back there.
Well, my square is there covering it, and it looks like I'm on TV. I'm like, But anyway, thank you, Latisa. I love you, and I'm so excited about your book. You've done a fabulous job. Keep doing you and keep inspiring and encouraging people. We have a surprise coming up soon. As soon as we get past all this stuff, something's going to come up. We're going to get to collaborate with each other.
Yes, I'm definitely looking forward to collaborate, and I'll just say this one final thought before I go. I always have this passion for angel moms, and this is mothers that have lost their children. I'm actually about to do my little Facebook, nonprofit gifting thing. I have a nonprofit called Your Village, and I have dedicated my nonprofit to provide free coaching services for mothers who've lost their children. And I will be sending that out and asking everyone to donate so that we can support moms through this journey.
Definitely.
And I tell you, I have a full coaching service for angel moms. I hate charging them. When I tell you I hate charging them, because they are going through so much right now, and I don't really want a financial burden to stop them from getting the help they need.
Definitely.
So that's why I've dedicated my nonprofit, Your Village, to get coaching services, to donate services to help the moms. And I have a therapist on staff. If they need therapy, I have a therapist that I can refer them to that will help them. So you'll be seeing that from me shortly, and hopefully we get engaged in other stuff together, because it's time for we have to take care of each other.
We do.
We have to take care of
each other. I want to mention that I've been this person. If you ask anyone that's known me most of my life, I always say I don't do women. I don't do women. And I want to thank you, Latisa, for so many things about you that you don't realize that I see in you. But I want to thank you for helping me see that there are some. I don't know if you see my posts now. I say things about women. I say things.
I've seen that.
Thank you, because you've given me that back, that I didn't think I could trust women. I didn't think that women could do this. And you and Teddy Lewis have shown me that we can work together. That's my baby. And show that we can work together and we can be positive and make some things happen as women. And that's something that I'm very excited. And I thank you for helping me to see that too.
Oh, you're so welcome. You never know. You never know who lives you impact.
Never know. But thank you again, Latisa. Okay. This was fun, and we will talk again soon.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye. Wow, didn't I tell you? Told you it was going to be awesome. I wanted to make sure that I came back on to let you know how to reiterate where you can get the books from. So Unleash the Woman in You, again, as we mentioned, it's a powerful book with so few pages, and such a really good, awesome book. I have read the book. See, I've marked my little pages, but also the journal. So you can go to www.unleashthewomanbook.com. You can get the book by itself, or you can really take a good journey and unleash the woman in you by getting the journal and work through the journal. I haven't started the journal. That'll be my duty next week. So I'm going to start on this, but it's an awesome book. It's very powerful, empowering, and it's one of the best self-help books that I've ever read. So again, this is unleashthewomanbook.com. And then the first book that she wrote, I also bought it. It's called The Resurrection: Life After the Death of Your Child. Resurrecting you, resurrecting your life. As she mentioned in there, she did lose a child to death. When I purchased the book, I purchased it as support. But once I read it, it actually supported me. I was going through something with a relationship, so I was grieving a relationship. And this book helped me to get through that. So it's a great, awesome read for someone who's lost someone close to them in death, but also a relationship, friendship, a job. It covers all of that. It's just a good book about loss. I've actually purchased books and sent them to people who have lost someone in their lives because I thought it was a powerful book. But anyway, and you can get this from Barnes & Noble or Amazon. I think she says Amazon is the one to get it from now. But anyway, thank you again for listening in today. I hope you enjoyed Latisa, and you can always reach out to her. She's a very good person to talk to and work with. Lastly, I want to thank you guys so much for helping me get to my 100 subscribers on YouTube. I still need more because now my next goal is 200. So we got to get 100 more. So go to YouTube, Chat with Trina, click subscribe, and there's going to be a little button. You can click that little button. It'll let you know every time that I upload a new video. Thanks for listening to Chat with Trina.